Yo, what up to General Grievous? What's up, man? How you doing? We are just getting started with the tier list, everybody. Alright, let's lock in. These are pretty much basic characters. I don't see anyone that's like spoiler-wise. We're just gonna do a little tier list. Yeah, pretty much the main people up in here. Alright. So, oops. Let me click on these stupid ads. Now I'm thinking, like, how am I ranking these characters? You know, I think we're gonna rank them as overall, like, their character itself in the show, how impactful they are. You know, are they an important character? You know, so like, or like a likable character. Like an important character could probably, you know, be F tier. You know, just depending also on my opinion if I like that character or not. But most characters are honestly really good. So I'm not gonna expect a lot to be that low. But alright, let's go ahead and start with Vi. Now Vi for me really, like, cause I play her in game and as a jungle for a while I mained her. So for me Vi is pretty much just S tier automatically. In terms of like her in the show, I mean, you can't go wrong with Vi. She's probably not a fan favorite. I don't think she is, obviously. I think more or less Jinx is going to be... Wait, 1 second, guys. I don't have it on the... Yeah. Alright, here we go. I didn't have it on the other... Alright, let's do it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think Jinx for sure, or Vi for sure is gonna be S tier. But like, yeah, in terms of the show, her character design and how she is like fleshed out, you can definitely see how she is in game would match her Arcane character. So they did very well on that in that regard. Overall, her looks and everything looks great. I mean, looks like Vi. Gets, you know, shows how she gets her weapons, her fisticuffs, and yeah, I think overall S tier. Then we're gonna go Caitlyn. Now Caitlyn, I'm teetering between putting her in A or S. Because it's like, she's not really a favorite of mine, but and they've changed her a lot, like her character. Now, like, do I like the dark gritty Kate? Yeah, I think it's she's got a good story arc. But for me, I don't know. I think if I'm comparing her to a lot of the other characters, in my opinion, I would definitely say that she is the weaker of the main characters. And that's just my opinion. You know, there might be some Kate fans out there that are like, "Ew, this is what we wanted for Caitlyn," you know. But to me, I don't know. I feel like her character was... She just was like a rich girl. I mean, her parents died, and she turned. I guess it's like more like Batman's Batman type of story, but I mean, her dad's still alive, so I mean, it's fucked up. Her mom died, and it's because of Jinx. But she was already holding like grudges against Jinx before. or trying to get her before. I don't know. I just think she's a weaker one. I don't think she's a bad character at all. Like I don't not. That's why I'm putting her at A. But I don't think she's an S for me. All right, next is Jace. Now Jace, I almost want to say he's B. Now I'm trying to be as fair as possible, but I don't know. Jace for me wasn't really. I didn't latch onto him at all, and I played Jace like in game. Jace is a really good character as well. But I don't know. Like, I think I'm gonna put him B. I think I'm gonna put Jace B. Like, and like I said, B is not even a bad character either. But I don't think he was as impactful as the other characters. Like, to me, Jace just wasn't my favorite character. He wasn't my go-to guy. I was like, yeah, that's what's up, you know. And I think he has his moments, you know, especially like with Victor and everything like that, and Bessa's daughter. I can't think of her name, but I don't know. He just wasn't my favorite character. He just wasn't in the show. All right, moving on. Victor for me, I think Victor was S tier because his interactions with Jace, everything on his side, that felt like Victor. Like he felt like a really good fleshed out character. I loved the things that had happened with him, you know, and he definitely had his moments, and you could see like his type of, you know, up from here to his downfall, and then, you know, to where he is now. And that, you know, I just think Victor is a good character. Like, overall, like his character champion design in game is awesome, and it perfectly aligned to how his character is supposed to be. Like, they nailed Victor perfectly. So he's definitely, also he's getting a champion remodel. So like, yeah, he's definitely a good fucking character. All right, now we're getting, let's just go and get it over with. Jinx. S tier. She's the main character. She's the main character, dude. She's perfectly written to the fucking T. Jinx is the best character. She is. And it's like, not even because, oh yeah, well, she's the mainstream pick, she's the best pick because she's the main character. No, it's because she literally is written perfectly. The way that she act, like in her in-game character persona, everything transferred so perfectly. The art style, perfectly, with the graffiti, and then just everything about Jinx. Even with the original just League of Legends champion design is phenomenal. It's perfect. It's a good champion design. If I have to pick a face of League of Legends, a champion it's Jinx. I mean, that's why they made the show about Jinx, because if they looked at their champion pool, who can make the best series. Obviously, there's more characters than just Jinx, but Jinx the buy Jinx arc is the overarching story. So with that in mind, I mean, they know Jinx's champion is a phenomenal champion design. But yeah, overall, I mean, she's just S tier. Really good the adaptation inside of Arcane from her actual champion in League. I mean, they couldn't have done a better job, I don't think. Like that, they actually nailed Jinx perfectly. Like they literally nailed her so perfect. It's actually crazy how perfect they nailed her. All right, we're going next. Silco. You know, I think Silco is S. I don't think he's the strongest out of in the S tier, but he is an S. His relationships that he has with Vander, Jinx, Vi, all of them tied together, everything like that, that whole starting arc actually was perfect too. And he was the thing that tied it all together as well and made it interesting. So for me, he definitely was an important character, and if they didn't have Silco, there would be, the story wouldn't be where it's at now. And they needed Silco, a very important part of the story. Like I said, I mean, it's not my favorite character, but overall, I think he played a lot in the series, and they made a good character with him. Even though, you know, he's not even a champion, they didn't base him off anything, but definitely great. All right, Echo, S tier. I'm gonna put him a little higher. I'm gonna put him before Victor. I think Echo was perfect, because again they personified him and adapted him perfectly into the show. You know, like, because in the game he's a little bit more serious. He's charming, serious. You know, he has his funny moments as well, and you can see where he got a lot of his funny moments from where he was younger, and you could see that childish nature in him. And as he grew, he kind of got more hardened and serious. And in game, you could see that in a lot of his emotes as well. And he, you know, where his quotes are like, "Well, time, this and that, blah blah blah." Like, he's definitely a wise and wiser character in game. And you can see that actually in the show as him really starting to get wise, and then now he's taking care of a whole community of people with the you know, the firelights, whatever. But I mean, overall, he's an S tier character as well. All right, then Vander, S. Vander's S tier. Like I see, just like Silco. Without Silco and Vander, they both really, that little duo really pushed the show to get it to where it needed to be, especially with the Jinx Vi narrative and story. Those two characters are very important, and I think they're very well written, just for them to just pull them out of nowhere. And yeah, I think he deserves to be an S. D. Not my favorite character. I mean, you know, like, if I feel like if they pulled him out, he wouldn't even matter. You know, I mean, he did have a lot of things. He did, and he kind of had a weird arc. You know, turned from bad to good and bad. I don't know, but for me, he's C tier. We're gonna try to get a little quicker. Her B tier, interactions with Vander, pretty good. You didn't see her too much. Not a bad character, per se, but yeah, and like I said, you could have took her out and it probably would have been fine. But overall, she was actually a pretty good character. I didn't mind her. I liked her a little bit, actually. You know, it would have been nice to see her a little bit more. Savika, S tier. I think Savika is a very well written character, for, you know, not existing, and I hope that they make her into a champion. That would be awesome, because she kind of has similarities to a lot of other champions, so I guess it would be hard. But dude, she's a good character. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Savika is a hard, badass you know, bad. She's bad mama jama, and I don't care what anybody says. And then her interactions with Silco, Jinx. I mean, that her whole little story arc with how she got her arm and how it upgrades and everything, where she gets it from. Dude, it's awesome. She's a great character. Definitely deserving to be S. We got a white box. I have no idea who that character is, so we're just gonna skip them. Hopefully it's not an important character, and if I'm missing someone, sorry. Heimerdinger. He's A tier. He's pretty good. He feels like what Heimerdinger should be. I wouldn't say that's like a perfect personification in game, because his in-game characters I don't think is really all the way there. But definitely a smart, wise character, and you know, has a lot of emotion, and you could see the yodel in him, and he's a good character, you know, and hopefully we'll see a lot more of him later on in other series as well. This girl, I say she's A. I don't think she's a bad character, not an important character at all, but I think she played a huge part in, you know, with Victor, you know, and why Victor is the way he is as well. And she pretty much, I think that needed to happen for the story to get to where it's at, for it to make sense why Victor did what he did. This guy, D. He's whatever. I don't really care for him. Mom, B character. I didn't really like her mom at all. But she definitely was important for Caitlyn to get to where she's at as well, for that to make sense, so we'll just keep her in B. Jace's mom, C. I didn't really care for that character as well. I think they could have done the mom thing a little bit better. Let's put all these up here. And Bessa, I think she's a solid A. Solid A character. For us really not knowing anything about her, she's definitely a Noxian by heart. Like, I think she definitely has that, like, just they've nailed that Noxian vibe with her. You know, for sure. I don't know if she's S, and maybe down the road she will get, you know, S tier. But honestly, I think she's just a solid A. Solid A, just because how she just nails the Noxian role. These guys, I think he was a good character. He definitely played a part in the beginning. Her, not a bad character. I think she's gonna some shit's gonna happen with her. So, you know, like I said, she's definitely a character. Like, it's not my favorite, but definitely A. Claggard, put him A. Like, all those guys are good. This guy, B tier. He's all right. I don't think he was a bad character, but you know, he's pretty much just a dude that got fucking drugged and turned into a monster. This guy, actually A tier. He's just a good character. I mean, he did his job. This girl, we're speed running this. He's B. D. Like, I don't even know. I don't even really remember some of these. D. Horo. S. This guy, actually, A tier character. Play this part. Let's tell him B. B. I don't really like that guy. I'll put him C actually. Her, she's alright. She's B. Alright, I mean, Let's see. I think I got pretty much all the arcane characters. At least the important ones. Singed. We don't have Singed up here. Okay. Alright, Singed. Where we? I think Singed honestly S tier. He seems like his character, dude. He seems like his character. Move him up a little bit. Definitely S tier. Good character. You know, he doesn't do a whole lot. He only makes some appearances, but the appearances he does. You definitely can see that he's you know, Singed, and he's personified pretty good. Okay, we'll do. All right, let's Alright, I think that's pretty much it. We got a couple characters that are like not as important, but I mean, that's pretty much all of them. You know that we should cover. I think we're good. Isha, there is Isha. She's S, obviously. Isha's obviously S. But alright, guys, that's our tier list right there. You know, like it or hate it. You know, obviously there's gonna be a lot of good characters. It's a really good show. It's very hard to put characters down below at the bottom. You know, just obviously I base it off of how important they were, how much I remember them, you know, if I liked their character, if I latched onto their character, how I felt their character was portrayed from in-game to actual, you know, the actual show, if they nailed it or not, you know. And for me, like, I think Jinx, Vi, Victor, Echo, those four characters perfectly personified in game and written. Their story has been written in stone, and they have made a great story with those characters, and a lot of people are going to latch onto those characters now, especially since they watched Arcane now. And the fact of the matter is, you know, Jinx is fucking crazy. A lot of people like that, dude. Her whole arc is awesome, man. And Jinx, for me, if I play ADC, I'm gonna be playing some Jinx because of, you know, just watching Arcane. And even Vi, Echo, Victor, now he's getting a whole remodel for his champion, and it looks freaking sick, by the way. So yeah, overall, great show. Recommend everybody watch it. Yeah, that is our tier list. Alright, guys, we are going to play some League in a second. I gotta go pee though. 1 second.